All right, let's dive into a really interesting project today. We're talking about SuperTrust, or SUT. Now, this isn't just another crypto token. It has a pretty bold mission to connect the whole world of blockchain with everyday services that, we actually use. So, how are they planning to pull that off? Let's find out.
So think about this for a second. What if a crypto token wasn't just something you buy and sell, hoping the price goes up? What if you could use that same token to book a flight, pay for an ad campaign, or even help get a movie made? That's the huge idea that SuperTrust is trying to build, and we're going to break down exactly how they see it working.
So what is this thing really? Well, the project's entire goal, its whole reason for being, is to move past all the hype and speculation that drives so much of the crypto world. They want to create a token that people actually use for something. They're all about utility.
Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty for a sec. SuperTrust is an ERC20 token. Now that's just a common technical standard on the Ethereum network. But here's the key. It actually runs on Polygon, which is built on top of Ethereum to make transactions way faster and cheaper. And that term, utility token, is absolutely crucial. It means this thing is designed from the ground up to be used as money, as the main payment method across a whole bunch of real-world platforms, not just as a speculative asset.
This project is actually pretty fresh. It just launched at the beginning of 2024, but they moved fast, getting listed on some big exchanges pretty quickly, which, as you know, is a massive step for any project that wants to get noticed. Since then, it's been all about pushing out updates and telling everyone about how their ecosystem is growing.
And that brings us to the absolute heart of this whole thing, the ecosystem. This is where the token is supposed to go from a cool idea to something you can actually use. We're not just talking about a single app here. It's a whole collection of different services.
And check out the variety they're going for. You've got Mode for advertising, L2U for booking your next trip, and even Super Save for things like savings and credit. It even branches out into media production and environmental stuff. The big goal here is to create this, self-contained world where the SUT token is the one currency you use for all these totally different things.
All right, let's talk numbers. So SUT is on Polygon. There's a max supply of about 238 million tokens, and you can see most of that is already out there circulating. Right now, it's sitting just outside the top 200 cryptos by market cap, and it's held in over 32,000 different wallets. It's also worth noting they do something called token burning, which is basically where they permanently destroy some tokens to reduce the supply, which can, in theory, make the ones that are left more valuable.
Okay, so we've seen the big, shiny promise. But what about the reality on the ground? Like any project this ambitious, SuperTrust is facing some pretty major hurdles to turn that vision into something people actually use every day. Let's look at both sides of the coin.
So how is this all supposed to work in the real world? Well, first, you use SUT to pay for ads on Moad or book a hotel on LTU. The big incentive? You get a serious discount for doing it. We're talking 30 to 50% off. Plus, they offer rewards for staking, which is just holding the token. It's all designed to get you to use the ecosystem and, more importantly, stay in it.
But, and this is a big but, there are some major challenges. The number one problem is adoption. For this to work, people need to actually be using the platforms, not just trading the token. Then there's the competition. A lot of other projects are trying to do the same crypto meets real world thing. And this is a huge one, price volatility. Who wants to pay for a plane ticket with a token that could be worth 20% less tomorrow? And finally, just building all this stuff and making it work together smoothly is a massive technical challenge, and delays are almost a given.
So when you put all that together, the potential and the pitfalls, where could SuperTrust actually be headed? You can almost imagine two completely different futures for this project.
So on the one hand, you've got the bullish, or super positive scenario. This is where platforms like Moad and L2U really take off, driving genuine demand for the SUT token. More exchange listings and big partnerships follow. But then, there's the bearish scenario. This is where adoption just never really happens. The platforms don't get enough users, the token loses steam, and the whole thing just kind of gets stuck in a niche corner of the market, maybe even made worse if the entire crypto market takes a nosedive.
And that really brings us to the final big question here. Do you think tying a token to real-world stuff like advertising and travel actually gives it a better chance of long-term survival than tokens that are just based on pure speculation? Is this the future of crypto, or is it just another interesting experiment?
And as always, just a quick reminder that this explainer is just for educational and informational purposes. It is definitely not financial advice. You should always do your own deep research before making any kind of investment decision. Thanks for tuning in.